Be sure to subscribe for more content.
What is up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the BigBC Finance Channel, and I hope you're having a very lovely day. So in today's video, we're going to be talking all about Dogecoin, what has happened to it recently, and how high we think the price can go on Dogecoin, with some key price levels and some trades I'm looking to make. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. And of course, if you appreciate the daily analysis on this channel and you're one of the 86% of people that watch my videos that are not yet subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button if you like this content. So without further ado, let's get the annotations back on the screen and let's talk about how high we think this price can go. But first, just a quick recap on everything. Since we last talked about Dogecoin on this channel, we saw an absolutely amazing cup and handles pattern play out perfectly down here. Of course, last time we spoke about Dogecoin, we were in this region, and for informational purposes, we saw this cup and handle pattern, which looks like this. So we saw a cup, which is this price doing this dip down here. We saw the handle where the price goes in this sideways motion, and we get some sort of resistance that is this purple line here. Of course, it connects both sides of the cup, so this peak here and this peak here, and we were waiting for a breakout to the upside. So we have this long resistance. We finally got our breakouts here at the end of Friday. So basically, we saw the prices come up above this resistance here, a lot of momentum, as you can see in this upwards direction. We see an increase in volume down here, and basically we've got a price target of this cup and handle from the very bottom of the cup there to this purple resistance on the cup. And of course, upon the breakout, we get a price target of 9.8 cents. We didn't quite hit that on the first pump. We did start coming back down, but now you can see we've blown that price target out of the water. So if you did manage to make that trade there, congratulations to you. I did mention this in my last video, so if you like my predictions on this channel, do be sure to hit the subscribe if you haven't done so. But right now, what I think we're seeing is something extraordinary. Everything on Dogecoin is looking very bullish at the moment, and I don't think it's going to slow down anytime soon, because what we see, if we zoom out a little bit more, are two lines here. So let me explain these two lines and why this is hugely significant. So what we got here is this bottom line down here, our support, which has been tested twice, and what we have is this resistance in purple here. Now this resistance is a neckline in this context, because what I think we are seeing in the slightly longer term, so this is over the span of 2 weeks or so here on Dogecoin, but basically what we've seen is a double bottom pattern. We have this support in green, which has been touched twice by the price, and every time the price has bounced back up, and what we see is this neckline here, this purple line, which is our resistance. And as you can see, it's the highest point the price got up to between the first bottom here and the second bottom here, and it was this region here. And of course, if we have a look at where the price is, it's touched it a few other times as a support in this region over here, and as a resistance again in this region over here. So we know that this is quite a substantial resistance here on Dogecoin. And of course, because it was substantial, when the prices did eventually get up to it, we see massive momentum break through this resistance here. This is a very good sign, because the resistance that previously held the price down for the past 2 weeks on Dogecoin has been broken with a lot of bullish momentum. Have a look at the volume down here, absolutely insane. And of course, now that we've completed this double bottom pattern, so the completion of a double bottom pattern is marked when the price does cross through this purple lines, and we have done at 9.5 cents. And the price target from such a double bottom pattern should be the distance between the support, this green line, and the resistance, this purple line here. We just drag our measuring tool, and it should mean that we're able to hit a price target on Dogecoin of 12.8 cents. So this is the implication that we get from this double bottom pattern that successfully played out. And if respected, we want to see a price target of 12.8 cents here on Dogecoin. And at the moment, we're at 10.4, 10.5 cents. So we've got another 20% or so to go before we get up there. And it doesn't have to go in one straight motion. I don't expect this to happen. For example, it could do something like this, where it goes up in stages, consolidates a little bit and goes up a little bit more, and consolidates and goes up a little bit more, etc., etc. So I do think we're going to get to 12.8 cents. I don't think we're going to get there in one go. So of course, we do have to be patient if we're going to be trading this, but I do think we're going to make that 12.8 cents here on Dogecoin because of this double bottom pattern, of course. And so 12.8 cents is the first target here for Dogecoin, but quite honestly, I do think it's going to keep going up as long as it's able to keep up a bullish trend supported by a trend line that looks like this. So at the moment, so far, we can see that we have this trend line going in the upwards direction. Over this region here, for example, we've had the price come to test this orange support on multiple occasions. We've got 2 tests down in this region. We've got plenty of tests in that region there. We've got 2 tests in this region here. So we've got quite a reliable support here on Dogecoin. This orange support going in a very steep bullish direction. So I'm going to be extremely bullish here on Dogecoin. I don't think we'll stop at 12.8 cents as long as the Dogecoin price is able to keep up with this trend line here. So even if we go sideways a bit like this, for example, I'm still going to be bullish as long as the price can be supported by this orange line and head up like this. Of course, the moment Dogecoin price starts to head below this trend line like this, then this is when I do think the bullish rally will come to an end and we could start seeing prices head back in the downwards direction. And I say that because if we have a look at this pump, for example, here on Dogecoin when Elon bought Twitter, basically, we followed a very similar bullish trend line. If I just zoom into this price data a little bit more, you can see it's not quite perfect, but generally speaking, it dictated this upwards trend. And the moment the Dogecoin price broke past this orange support here, then we start seeing this downwards price movement on Dogecoin. And in addition to that, you can also see this blue line, the 100-hour moving average that we're also looking out for. The price around this region starts to cross below it as well. So a very important indicator to look out for. So the trend line is one thing, but if we also cross below this 100-hour moving average on Dogecoin, then it gives us more evidence to the fact that this bullish rally is going to end. So that's another thing I'm looking out for. We've got this blue line here kind of following the price up. If we start seeing the Dogecoin price cross our orange trend line here, and it also starts crossing the 100-hour moving average to the downside, then that should give us extra evidence that this bullish rally is pretty much coming to an end. So that's another thing I'm looking out for here on Dogecoin. So from this double bottom pattern, I do think we're going to head to 12.8 cents. I will take out some of my position at Dogecoin when we get to 12.8 cents. But as long as everything else still looks bullish, we're still above this bullish support line, we're still above this 100-hour moving average in blue here, this blue line, then I would continue to be bullish here on Dogecoin. And I do think prices could potentially exceed where they were back here at 16 cents. So very exciting stuff. If we have a look at our trusty indicators as well, our RSI and our MACD, what we can see on the 1-hour charts on both of them is that we're seeing very strong bullish momentum. The RSI is showing a value of 86 there, the highest it's been for a very long time. I think it was only higher in this region here. So the bullish momentum is extremely strong here on Dogecoin. Very good signal that the RSI is up at a value of 86. Obviously, if the RSI was a lot lower, so if we were at 60 or 70, for example, then that would be very concerning, as the bullish momentum would be weaker on Dogecoin than it was back in this region here when it was consolidating. So the fact that we've got a very high value for the RSI is particularly good, and as long as we stay high on the RSI, then this bullish momentum should continue. The MACD is positive, but it's actually slightly weird that the MACD is a lot lower than it was back in this region over here. So we can see the pump at the end of October in Dogecoin had a very, very high value for the MACD there. But if you look at the MACD in this region, it's actually a lot lower. So the MACD is showing some signs. So the MACD is showing certain signs that the momentum in this bull rally is weaker on Dogecoin. But the RSI is looking good. So some mixed signals from our indicators there. If we just go on a slightly larger time frame here on Dogecoin, again, we can see the same thing there. The RSI is looking very, very good, but the MACD is not looking so great, in the sense that the momentum back in the first pump here on Dogecoin at the end of October was a lot stronger than the momentum that we have now. And of course, the higher the momentum, the higher the prices can go. So that's why we look at the RSI and the MACD there. And on top of that as well, I want to be looking for any divergences that come in the price. So if the prices on Dogecoin are still heading in the upwards direction to a point where we can draw a bullish trend line that goes in an upwards direction like this, but on the MACD and the RSI, the same trend line starts going in a downwards direction like this, then this would be a bearish divergence. And it could tell us that this bull rally here on Dogecoin is running out. So that's another thing I'm going to be looking for as well. So at the moment, the values of the RSI and the MACD are looking good, since if we connect the peaks here on the Dogecoin price and we just take the same time frame and connect the peaks on the MACD and RSI, you can see that both trend lines over the same time frame are going in an upwards direction. So this is a normal situation. As you can see, the trend line on the price going in the upwards direction. They're connecting the peaks. Over the same time frame is going in an upwards direction if you connect the peaks on the RSI here and on the MACD down here as well. So this is normal, this is good, but if the trend lines start looking like this on the RSI and on the MACD, they start doing something like this, but on the price they're still going in an upwards direction, this will tell us that there is something wrong going on. The momentum is running out, but the prices are still going up, and this is a warning sign to tell us that the bull rally will probably likely end in the near future. So that's something I'm going to be looking out for, as I say here, on the Dogecoin price. But for the time being, I'm still ultra bullish as long as the indicators and as long as the technicals are working out here. So really cool stuff. I do expect 12.8 cents to be hit on Dogecoin. It could take a few hours or it could take a few days, but if you're patient, it should get there as long as this double bottom is respected. And given the fact that we're going to be looking at, and of course I'll be keeping my eye on the Dogecoin price as I do daily analysis on this channel, so be sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. But otherwise, that's pretty much all I have to say here on Dogecoin. So in summary, I do think 12.8 cents is going to be hit, and I do think it's going to continue to go in the upwards direction as long as the indicators and the technicals play out as they should. So this trend line respected, this 100-hour moving average in this blue line here is respected, and the RSI and the MACD continue to show that the momentum is still very bullish here on Dogecoin. So that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Do let me know in the comments down below if you're holding any Doge at this point. But otherwise, again, thank you, and I will see you in my next video.